There we go. There we go. It's been a month. Of course, I would forget to unmute after coming back from a month or so being gone. What I was saying is that I've got two monitors now. I've got one over here that's got the webcam on it, and then I've got one over here where I can just turn my head and look rather than being in my phone all the time to see what y'all are saying. So I'm hoping for a smoother time, kind of trying to read all of y'all's stuff, but obviously it's gonna be, you know, a little bit of a, not a learning curve, but like I got to get back into the swing of things, I guess, more so than anything. But let me run through chat real quick, see what y'all are talking about. Tom says, "Good evening. The Forever Purge sucks." I've never thought any of the Purge movies looked entertaining at all to me personally, so I haven't watched a single one of them. I did. There was recently, Sissy and I went to IHOP for breakfast though, and there was this guy who was like maybe like, I don't know, middle-aged dude, like very slovenly looking, with like a gorgeous woman who seemed like entirely disinterested in the entire conversation he was trying to have, and he kept talking about the Forever Purge and Black Widow and Fast and Furious 9, and those were the only things. It was just the movies that are in the theater right now, and she was just like, all right, okay. And it was way too early to process what was going on. I don't know what their dynamic was. It didn't seem like it was a date, but I wasn't sure what was happening. But hey, you know, good on them for making whatever it was work. That guy seemed like he was having a nice time. Andrew Cazzini is in the house. Hey. See, qualifications. Hello. Let's see. More Forever Purge. Jack of Clubs is here. Hello. Why is Joker music so quiet? I don't know. I hadn't messed with the I hadn't messed with anything other than making sure all my windows and everything were fine. So it goes. Cheesier is here. Hello. Oh, Wowie. Hello to you. I'm muted. Maddie the Mime. ... Classic. No sound. Maddie muted. Let's see. Miss Martian Tom. Was there any other names I missed? Hello to you all. Cheesier. Don't have two monitors, but you got cake. You've been talking about cake for like days now, Wowie. Janice Banger is here. Hello. You're a bit rusty, eh? Yeah, exactly. So what you're saying is you have a monitor and an anti-monitor. Purge watch party marathon win. Oh God, I don't know if that's anything I'd want to do. Have we ever talked about the Dark Knight's metal soundtrack? I haven't on stream. I don't know the whole soundtrack too well, but I know Manchester Orchestra's on it, so that was pretty dope. Hey, Amy. What brand is your fan? It says Holmes on it, so that's all I know. Days. You were talking about cake yesterday. Cake yesterday and cake today. That's days worth of cake. I was watching Static Shock yesterday, and I was confused why there were two season 2 eps in season 3. I wouldn't know. I don't know the specifics on that. But yeah, just before you know, we get into the book and everything. This is my first stream since the coming out video. So for those of you who have missed that, while you know he, him pronouns are still fine, I prefer they, them. I'm not saying this as like I saw something in the chat and like I'm calling you out. I just, you know, want to go ahead, get that out of the way from the tip top. That's the preference. I would appreciate if y'all would respect that. And yeah, that's basically that. And in case y'all missed the video, it was like a month or so ago. So, and it didn't get as many views as like the other stuff that was around it. But that being said, it's time to hop into to our good friend, our good lad, Jean Jones, with A League of His Own. This one's written by Michael Jan Friedman. I don't know if we've read any of their books yet. Michael Jan Friedman. Let's see, what did they write? They wrote a Star Trek X-Men crossover. But let me see. Did they write any of the Justice League book? Okay, so they wrote Wings of War, which was the one we read. God, it has to be like almost a year ago now. That had Bane, maybe 2 years now, because that was in my old apartment. That had Bane come back with the button with 3 watches on it. So, you know, gonna be a fun time. Not necessarily as buck wild as Michael Teitelbaum gets, but it'll be a blast. Anyway, let's see. Welcome again to the club. Well, thank you for the welcome to the club. Let's see. But as we go through these, if you haven't been with the DCAU book club stuff before, we try to take notes on like canonicity and like encyclopedic stuff, just so that we have it for the always sometime in the future Watchtower database website that will one day eventually happen, maybe. I hope. Once I finish JL and JLU, I'll catch up on the older book clubs. Hell yeah, hell yeah. From Michael Jan Friedman. I've always wanted to write about Jean Jones, the Martian Manhunter. His tragic loss and brooding nature always held a Shakespearean sort of appeal for me. But I wouldn't have been able to fulfill my ambition without the efforts of those who gave Jean life and nurtured him on his journey. Chief among them are editor Whitney Ellsworth, writers Joe Samachson, and Jack Miller, and artist Joe Certa, who ripped the Martian Manhunter from the world of his birth and brought him to Earth nearly half a century ago. Justice League producer and overarching presence Rich Fogel, who provided me with the inspiration for this book, Bruce Timm and his horde of talented artists at Warner Bros. Animation, who have left their indelible mark on a new generation of Justice League fans, and my editor, Paul Kupperberg, who has clearly spent too many lonely hours in the Watchtower. Reading, what are you, some kind of nerd? Yes, that is exactly what I am. It feels weird, like referring to Jean as he here, especially like after the whole thing with Justice League Infinity, and me, you know, pointing out the non-binary nature of his character, or I guess their character, as confirmed by the first issue. They've been living gender fluidly since the end of Justice League Unlimited. Or I guess since they left the Watchtower, I guess before the end of Justice League Unlimited. But this book being set like during Justice League, it was, you know, before that, where they were still identifying as he, explicitly just he. So like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way too. Like, it feels weird to read it that way, but I don't think I'm going to try to make a conscious decision to replace he's with theys, just because I already get tripped up reading, and mentally replacing and saying the words are going to be a lot. And I think it works for the arc of the character to just, you know, stay with the he on this one. X-Men has written a ton of prose heroes books, like 3 X-Men and an F4 Batman and Robin movie novels. Okay, got it. Also wrote some Lois and Clark novels. Okay. You know what? I might go against what I just said though, and I might try to do the theys. But I feel like if I don't, the he is fine here. But anyway, Chapter 1. Jean Jones, known to the people of Earth as the Martian Manhunter, which the only time they were ever called that in the series was by the Clock King in Task Force X. James has pointed that out on multiple times. Floated upward around the massive central core of the sophisticated space station called the Watchtower. Each time they passed a level, they saw one of their teammates. First, it was the super-fast Flash, running in circles around them for exercise, a red and gold blur to the untrained eye. Then it was the winged Thanagarian, Hawk Girl, repairing her energy mace in a high-tech workshop, with the help of a handheld laser splicer. And on yet another level, Batman was seated in front of an oversized monitor screen, looking in on Earth's major cities, one after another. Each of Jean's teammates was pursuing a different sort of activity, and yet, taken together, their efforts seemed to produce a balance, a harmony that Jean found immensely satisfying. As they continued to ascend, they reflected on how very comfortable they felt among their fellow Justice Leaguers. They trusted them utterly and completely, but then, several months earlier, they had demonstrated faith in them when no one else on their planet would do so. That was how they had repelled a species of alien invaders, the same species that had destroyed Jean's Martian people and made them the last of its kind. It was also how they had become a charter member of the team of superpowered heroes called the Justice League. A band of people they had never seen before had placed their lives in bleh. See, I'm really like I'm trying to do the they, them, theirs, and it's tripping me up because it's not what's on the page. Well, I guess they'd still accept he alongside she, and they if they're gender fluid. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna go with what's on the page. A band of people he had never seen before had placed their lives in his unfamiliar hands, and to his great relief, he hadn't let them down. But it wasn't just a team of which Jean had become a part. It was a family, the only one he had left, with his wife and daughter taken from him back on Mars. And the Watchtower wasn't just an orbital facility from which the League could monitor threats to humanity. It was now the closest thing Jean had to a home. The majority, I'm like doing the J-O thing that you do with Jean, but now in majority. The majority of the time he had to share that home with his teammates. And that was perfectly acceptable to him. In fact, he wouldn't have had it any other way. But once in a while, Jean found himself yearning for the peace and quiet a person could find only in solitude. At such times, he rose to the highest level in the Watchtower, which boasted a transparent observation port in every direction and looked down on his adopted world. That was why he was ascending at that very moment, to be by himself for a little while. Damn, people honking out there. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's some honks. Task Force X, one of the best episodes, hands down. It is a really fucking good one. Question of Authority is a good one as well. That was why he was ascending at this very moment, to be by himself for a little while, to gather his most recent thoughts and observations and reflect on them. Stopping in front of the observation port that offered the best view of Earth, Jean lowered himself onto the metal deck. As his long blue cloak floated down around him, he drew a deep breath. Then he immersed himself in the sight of the curved, cloud-swaddled horizon above him. Jean hadn't smiled much since the death of his wife and daughter, who had perished along with the rest of his people, but he felt compelled to smile now. Earth was different from the planet that had given him birth, blue and green under her gauzy cloud layer, where Mars had been an angry mixture of crimson and dark, soul and orange. And yet, Jean couldn't take his eyes off his adopted world. What captivated him was her vitality, her vigor, her youth. There was a spirit of optimism on her teeming surface that he had never seen anywhere else, and he had seen any number of worlds since joining the Justice League. Beautiful, isn't she? Surprised, Jean turned and saw Wonder Woman alight beside him. The golden eagle she wore as a breastplate glinted in the slanting light of Earth's sun, though her smile rivaled it for sheer splendor. It is kind of funny that they're specifying Earth's sun, when like that's the same sun of Mars. It's the center of the galaxy. It's what we all rotate around. No, is it the center of the galaxy? Center of the solar system, I guess. I guess the galaxy is technically bigger, and like we're only on like one of the bands of it. Then again, it's been a long time since what is it? Astrology, astronomy? Which one is it? Whichever it is in school. Wonder Woman was the princess of an ancient Amazon civilization that displayed some of the finest art and architecture on the planet. As such, she knew something about earthly beauty. Yes, Jean said, she is. Apparently, he was to be denied his solitude. However, he wouldn't tell his teammate that she was intruding. The last thing he wanted to do was hurt her feelings, after all her kindness to him. As Wonder Woman turned to her homeworld, it was reflected in her eyes. Once, she said, when I was a girl, my mother found me admiring a statue of Aphrodite from afar. Taking my hand, she brought me up to the statue and had me walk around it, then run my fingertips along its contours. Why did she do that? Jean wondered. My Jean voice is real off right now. I've been like out of practice of doing these voices for a month. Hello, nostalgia cake. Damn, wowie, there's your cake. It's here in the chat. I asked her that very question. She told me that beauty was meant to be admired close up. Ever since, I have followed my mother's advice. Jean absorbed the insight, and he understood why his teammate had chosen to tell her story when she did. You think I should admire Earth close up, he said. Wonder Woman nodded. You need to get out more, Jean. You need to get to know different people, different aspects of earthly culture. He sighed. The more I know about Earth's people, the more confused I become. They confuse me sometimes too, the Amazon confessed. But that's no reason to avoid them. Sometimes the path of wisdom leads through the forest of confusion. Jean looked at her askance. What kind of word is askance? With an attitude or look of suspicion or disapproval. The reformers looked askance at the mystical tradition. Okay. I am not familiar with that word. Wonder Woman pansexual confirmed. I could see it. Who wouldn't be hot for Aphrodite? It is Aphrodite, that's true. A sconce instead of a scance. Okay, a sconce. Did your mother teach you that as well? Wonder Woman blushed, something that didn't happen very often. Actually, she said, I got it from a fortune cookie in a Chinese restaurant. But when you think about it, it makes sense. Jean nodded. Maybe it did at that. I'll plan on going down to the surface sometime soon, he promised. No time like the present, said his teammate, her blue eyes sparkling beneath her golden tiara. You see, I've been invited to attend the opening night performance of a new play in downtown Metropolis. It's called All in Good Time, and you were wondering if I would join you. Wonder Woman looked reproachful. You've really got to stop doing that. My apologies, Jean said. As a telepath, someone who could read minds, he sometimes found it difficult not to state people's thoughts before they put them into words. It's a generous offer. I just have one question. What is that? He shrugged. What's a play? Alright, so that's chapter 1. Tight. So we don't have a lot of notes here. Let's see. We've got Jean Jones. The Flash. Batman. Hawkgirl. And Wonder Woman all showed up. Ted Kendrick looking askance at the stream. Damn, got me. Let's see, and then we have Jean's wife was mentioned. Jean's daughter was mentioned. The Imperium drones. I don't know. I don't remember the specific what James likes them to be called. but I'm pretty sure it was the drones. They were mentioned. Let's see. As far as locations, we're in the Watchtower. We've seen Earth. Mars is mentioned. Metropolis specifically is mentioned. It'll probably come up later though, so I'm not gonna put that in there. She mentioned the Chinese restaurant right there at the end, but I'm just gonna put China because we don't have a specific name for this Chinese restaurant. So, you know, in case you were ever wondering, China is canon. And I guess the sun was mentioned. Not that they ever go to the sun or anything, but it's technically a location. Items, nothing yet. Nothing that seems non-canon. In-show events, calls back to Secret Origins. Time. The Secret Origins occurred months ago, right? Where was the mention of months? Several months earlier. So let me put that as the quote part. Several months earlier. Nothing there. Pop culture. Was that a real play? Themyscira mentioned in flashback. Oh, and Aphrodite. Yeah. You're right. Themyscira mentioned. And I guess technically Hippolyta as well. Mentioned. Hippolyta mentioned. Dialogue flashback to Diana's childhood. I missed what book we're reading. Yeah, Justice League: A League of His Own by Michael J. Friedman. It's a genre-centered book. And oddly enough, it seems like some of the Wonder Woman and John Beach from Justice League Unlimited are kind of foreshadowed here. About her being like, hey, get to know the people. Let's see, pop culture. What was the... All in Good Time. Is that a real play? It is. All in Good Time is a comic play by Bill Naughton based on his 1961 TV play Honeymoon Postponed. Originally produced at the Mermaid Theater in 1963. Okay. All in Good Time. 1960s play. And not much anything else there. So, I believe we're good for chapter 2. Cool mug. Oh yeah, this is I found it at a Goodwill forever ago. I used to be dating and living with this woman who's really into Disney stuff, and I was really into going to Goodwill. So we tried to combine the two interests, and would consistently be like picking up Disney stuff from Goodwill, and had a huge Disney collection. When we split, she took most of that, because like, you know, it was all for her anyway. But I kept this cup, and I really enjoy this cup. She's working at Disney World now, if I remember correctly. But the split wasn't very on good terms, so I don't really keep up. But this cup has always been real fucking dope, and I'm glad I got to keep it. But now, we're on chapter 2. Let me get rid of that tab. Freddie Doherty took a sip of his diet soda, sat back in his flexible backed chair, and checked the big, double-tiered bank of security monitors that half surrounded him. The monitors showed him almost every square inch of Sirius Labs. I miss Sirius. Danny and Wowie, I think, are the only ones in here who will understand. But I miss Sirius. Hey, Claudia Garcia, I don't know if you're in the chat since it's a YouTube follow, but thanks. Thanks for being around. The monitors showed him almost every square inch of Sirius Labs, the building in which he worked as a security guard. But then, Sirius had all kinds of top-secret government projects going on inside its gray concrete walls, and guys like Freddy always had to be on the lookout for spies. Not that anyone had ever tried to slip into the place and steal information. However, there was always the possibility that someone would try. Freddy checked his monitors the same way he always did, from upper left to upper right, then from lower right to lower left. When he was done, he started all over again. There's so many comic book plays. I think Superman got one. Love when writers name drop stories they love. It's true. I was an English major, and I honestly hadn't heard of that play. Shame on me. Really random aside, did you guys know that Paul McCartney and Wings wrote a song about Magneto and Titanium Man? I didn't, and just found out yesterday. I was not aware. Let's see. When he was done, he started all over again. But all he saw was the moon rising over a manicured green hill, or a squirrel flitting from tree branch to tree branch, or a flight of birds alighting to peck for worms. Nothing the least bit out of the ordinary. That was good, Freddy told himself. It meant that all of Sirius's secret projects were safe from prying eyes. Just as he thought that, he caught something out of the corner of his eye, a flicker of movement on one of his monitor screens. But when he turned to get a better look, nothing was there. The screen was empty. That's weird, he muttered. He could have sworn he had seen something snake-like slither up a corner of the building, but snakes weren't that quick, and they didn't slither up concrete surfaces. Freddy laughed at himself. I guess I'm letting my imagination get the best of me. Then one of the other monitors drew his attention, but it wasn't anything even vaguely snake-like that had caught his eye this time. It was a strange, blotchy, dark spot in the corner of his screen. Camera must be on the blink, Freddy thought. Oh, it just switched pages itself. Camera must be on the blink, Freddy thought, and reached for the phone to alert Sirius's maintenance office. By then, the spot on the screen had begun to spread. Why does it keep switching pages by itself? By then, the spot on the screen had begun to spread. Slowly but surely, it crowded out the image of the building's moonlit northwest corner. Definitely gotta call maintenance, Freddy said out loud, just before he saw the same kind of blotch appear on the next screen over. What in blazes was going on? Was it some kind of computer virus? And if it was, could all the other computer-driven systems in the building catch it? Sweating freely now, Freddy cut short his call to maintenance and put in a call to the director of Sirius instead. She was probably in bed already, but she would want to know that something was wrong. Unfortunately, that wasn't going to happen anytime soon, because just as Freddy finished punching in the number, the telephone line went dead. And whatever had afflicted the first two screens was spreading like crazy. In fact, half the screens in the monitor bank had developed dark spots. and they were all growing, obscuring the views the monitors were meant to provide. Freddy swallowed. Not good, he thought, fighting off panic. Not good at all. He unclipped his walkie-talkie from his, an ornamental shoulder piece on an item of clothing, typically on the coat or jacket of a military uniform. All right. He unclipped his walkie-talkie from his epaulet and pressed the button that activated it. Doherty here, he said, addressing his fellow security officers who were scattered around the building. We've got a problem. Code red. But no one answered him. Not Monteleone, not Beerbaum, and not Swenson. Hey! Thanks for the super chat, Jake. We live in society, isn't that right? That's true. It is a society. How are you doing, Jake? I hope you're doing well today. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Freddy groaned. It was then, as the last of the monitors displayed the beginnings of a dark blotch, that he saw something more than encroaching darkness. He glimpsed a face. Hey, Devin Johnson's good to be back. I zoned out for a sec, but hearing Freddy swallowed snapped me back immediately. Oi. True. He glimpsed a face. The face of a guy wearing a black top hat. The kind of thing somebody might have worn to the opera 100 years ago. As Freddy looked on, the guy grinned at him. Then the darkness filled the last monitor screen like a sinister black tide, and the grinning face of the guy in the hat disappeared, along with everything else. And Freddy Doherty had an awful stomach-churning feeling that Sirius's top-secret projects weren't going to stay secret much longer. Oh shit, we're getting shade. Hell yeah. Okay, real quick. Goddamn, why does it keep going too many pages? Freddy Doherty. And we're at Sirius Labs. How do I... There we go. That's how I ban. Now how do I get off of that? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to go to their page. How do I get that off my... Oh my god, I don't want to go to their page. I want to get that off my fucking screen. Whatever. Oh well. Let's see. Black top hat, Zatara shade. I'm thinking it's shade. It makes more sense, especially since they were really early on one of the villains used in the Justice League show. So we got Freddy Doherty, we got Sirius Labs, Monteleone, Beerbaum, and Swenson. Monteleone. Mentioned. Is that how it's spelled? Beerbaum? No, A-U-M. And Swenson. It's that wannabe famous guy again. I mean, everybody wants to be famous, you know. But, your account created March 19th, 2021, coming in here trying to tell me that you can be famous. Ain't really selling me on it. Shade running around like I killed Sirius Labs. Jean looked around at the audience in the Manojlovic Manojlovic. Manojlovic. That's an interesting name for a theater. There's got to be a reason. It's got an H on the end in the book, though. But without the H, it's a Serbian actor. Manojlovic. Is it like a DC Comics thing? No? Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just a tip of the hat to a Serbian actor. Isn't Shade traditionally a Flash villain? Interesting pairing him up against Jean. Is he? I don't know too much about Flash's lore outside of like DCAU stuff. That's a character I've always wanted to get more into, but like I don't even know like where to go to get the good stuff. Jean looked around at the audience in the Manojlovic Theater. Despite there being a Martian in their midst, they seemed very much at ease. But then, Jean had used his alien power of metamorphosis to take on the appearance of a middle-aged human male, complete with a mole, a slightly receding hairline, and a paunch that hung over his belt. His companion, on the other hand, was easier to identify. With her statuesque height, her long jet-black hair, and her striking good looks, Wonder Woman stood out in the crowd. It only helped a little that she had worn a skirt and sweater combination over her red and blue Amazonian garb. Fortunately, they had given their entrance some thought, waiting until the house lights were dimming before they could take their seats. And now that it was dark in the theater, they could forget about themselves and give their entire attention to what was on the stage. At that point, the only thing Jean could make out was a mock-up of a stone platform with a low wall running around it. It appeared to be part of a medieval castle, such as he had seen in his adventures with the League. Beyond the platform stood a backdrop of painted stars. However, they seemed dull and lifeless, not the way stars were supposed to look at all. And there weren't any people on the stage, not even one. Jean leaned toward Wonder Woman and whispered, "This isn't what you had described. Are you certain we're in the right place?" Hey, sorry I'm late. Welcome back, Maddie. Hey, glad to have you here, Chris. Restream has received 100 messages. Congratulations, Restream. Let's see. She patted him on the hand. Be patient. Sure enough, a woman came to stand on the darkened stage. Oh, y'all still going on about Shade. Got it. Sure enough, a woman came to stand on the darkened stage. Then the lights came up, giving brilliant life to stars, and a man walked out to join her. Both of them had gray hair and were advanced in age. Crossing to a bench that had been placed on the platform, they sat down and gazed at the night sky. The man then slipped a small paper-wrapped box from his pants pocket, the kind of box in which humans often enclosed gifts. Because of the angle at which he was seated, the audience could see the box, but the woman couldn't. Suddenly, Jean was drowned in a wave of emotion. Not from those on stage, but from the people sitting around him in the audience. Wincing, he blocked it out. His Martian ability to gain access to the minds of others came in handy sometimes. However, it also meant that people's thoughts and feelings could intrude on his own at any time, whether he desired them to or not. Refocusing his attention on the stage, he watched the gray-haired pair talk about what their lives had been like since they met. They recalled good times and bad, and their expressions changed in accordance with each recollection. Jean listened as intently as he could, determined to enjoy what Wonder Woman had described as live theater. However, as the evening progressed, he discovered something that seemed rather odd to him. The people on the stage weren't as happy or sad or angry as they claimed to be. For reasons that escaped him, they were just acting as if they were caught up in those emotions. Jean looked around. It didn't seem to bother anyone that the pair on stage weren't what they seemed, but then he reminded himself there weren't any other telepaths in the theater. Maybe the rest of the audience couldn't see through these two the way he did. I need to refill my water in a second. The elderly couple continued to speak with each other for some time, their reactions running the gamut, at least on the surface. Underneath, they were completely under control. Finally, they left the stage. The lights came back on in the audience, and everyone got up to stretch. Wonder Woman turned to him. "So," she asked cheerfully, "what do you think?" Jean tried to be diplomatic. "It's, interesting," he told her. Oh, who just subscribed? I just got a subscription notification. Who was it? Mega Crossfire 24 has subscribed. Hey, I don't know if you're in the YouTube chat, but if you are, thanks. LOL at this part. Yeah, Jean's not kind of all he's not quite understanding what's going on. Nostalgic Cake has followed on Twitch. Hey, thank you. Let's see. Wonder Woman turned to him. Jean tried being diplomatic. "It's, interesting," he told her. "Quite interesting." His companion looked disappointed. "You don't like it?" His feelings exposed, he heaved a sigh. "It's not that, it's just..." "What?" she prompted. "I'm confused by it," Jean admitted. He gestured in the direction of the stage. "Those people aren't feeling real emotions, they're just pretending." "That's the whole point," Wonder Woman told him patiently. "They're actors, remember? They're showing us what it would be like to be the characters they're portraying." Jean recalled her mentioning something to that effect, but it was only now that he fully appreciated the concept. Still, he felt that he was missing something. "If the characters presented to us aren't real, what are we supposed to gain by listening to them? It all seems so..." He searched for the right words. "Pointless." "Pointless?" Wonder Woman echoed. She had already started to respond to his charge when he had heard a familiar voice in his ear. That of Batman, Gotham City's mysterious costumed crime fighter. "We've got a problem," it said, "at Sirius Labs." Sirius was a high-security classified research facility run by the United States government. Jean had never seen the place, but he... Why is it not flipping pages? Jean had never seen the place, but he knew the kind of scientific strides that had been made there over the last few years. "What kind of problems?" asked Wonder Woman, who had heard Batman's alert through the high-tech Justice League communicator in her ear. "A break-in," Batman told them. "The police are on their way, but they may be out of their league. This looks like the work of some old friends of ours, the Injustice Gang." Jean and his teammates had clashed with the Injustice Gang before. Made up of some of the most sinister and deadly criminals on Earth, it had come to destroying the League. It had come close to destroying the League the first time they met, and if two of the gang's members hadn't turned traitor, it might have succeeded. "We're on our way," he said. "So am I. Batman out." Wonder Woman turned to Jean and jerked a thumb over her shoulder. "Let's go." "Right behind you," he said, following his teammate into the aisle that led out of the theater. He was eager to come to grips with the Injustice Gang, but then he understood the concept of a super criminal. He knew how to deal with it, unlike what he had seen at the theater. Honestly forgot I had a Twitch account. Well, now you remembered. Yes, I missed this stream. It was the highlight of my boring day. Well, hey, I'm glad to be providing a highlight there for you. I didn't mean to grab the chat box like that. Jean was dipping into some serious nihilism for a second. Batman out. Good for True. True. Alright. Okay, so we got a couple things to note. Not a lot. I already did that first part there. The Manojlovic Theater. And like I said, Metropolis did come back. Let's see, Gotham was just mentioned. And of course we've got Shade and the Injustice Gang. The United States government was mentioned, so I will put United States. I guess technically we're in the United States. That's where Metropolis is, so. The boof! Okay, so the first Injustice Gang. He's on that DC Pride cover for a reason. True. Pedro Fernandez, hey, if you're in the chat, thank you for subscribing. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else that was mentioned? I guess. Oh, shoot. I forgot that. I need to move this down one. There we go. Let's see. In-show events, the Injustice Gang. What was the name of that episode? Was it Injustice for All? Yeah. This was their first episode, right? Lex is in prison. Yes. Okay. Tight. Calls back to Injustice for All. Diana and Bruce, we should have done this one during Pride Month. Touche. Why can't I still have that fucking it creates a pop out for when I click on a user to ban them. Oh, there we go. I can just move it. Tight. I didn't realize that. It's weird how some of these tie-in comic/novels assume the first Injustice Gang would return and be the lineup going forward, and then season 2 rolled around and was all nah. Yeah, I mean they were working with what they got. Nice nails, thank you. I bought when we were in Florida, we had bought purple nail polish that I used in the JLI video we just did a little while ago, but recently I bought blue and red to go with the Harley video that's coming up. I think it's gonna be out in like a month, probably. Schedule stuff keeps getting switched around because of BTAC and JLI and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm working on that Harley video. If you haven't seen the outfit, hold on. Let me see if I can. I'm pimping my Instagram account with this hat. But there we go. I got a whole cosplay and everything for an upcoming Harley video. And the funny thing is, I was actually already planning on getting this cosplay for a different Harley video, timelining the Harley animated series. But the schedule for that got real weird, and I think now we're gonna wait till after season 3 to do it, and maybe wrap it into our story. But yeah, so this will be showing up in a couple videos. Let's see. Let's see. Pink and purple is my jam. Purple's a good one for sure. The novel reference Ultra Humanite betraying them. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they're not mentioned by name. So I'm not gonna worry about that more than the calls back to Injustice for All. Let me see. The kind of scientific strides that have been made there over the last few years. So I guess I should put scientific strides have been made at Sirius Labs over the past few years. My nail polish collection is out of hand. Just you wait, it'll happen to you. Possibly. Under the Harley Quinn pic looks pretty trash. Huh? Wait, that art under the Harley Quinn pic looks pretty... Hold on. Hold on. You mean this art? This art here, done by the one and only Amy. You're right, Amy. I should ban Amy. What a trash artist. No, this is fantastic. This is beautiful. I love it. And Sissy loves it. So, you know, stop talking trash about my friend Amy's art. It's kind of nice to know that the writer of this one had watched the series. True. I'm trying to think, was that really... I think that might have been it for... let's see, concrete, pop culture, weather, other clues. I am curious, was Sirius Labs like a DC thing? Sirius Labs, DC Comics. Matt, don't ever... No, I'm still Maddie. But I've gotta have the lack of beard to make the Harley Quinn thing work. And I've gotta, like, you know, do makeup and all that stuff. So I figured if I can, like, kind of, you know, train my face to be used to being shaved, it'll be helpful. Before I go into recording. I still haven't finished writing the script. Doesn't look like Sirius Labs is a DC comic staple of any kind. Okay, well, it was worth looking at. But yeah, okay. So I think that is I think that's where we're gonna call it today. We've done 2 chapters, which is the typical for these streams. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fix this stuff here real quick. Make it look nice and neat. Jesus, that Batman in my ears kind of made me jump a little bit. I don't know if y'all caught that. I need to figure out what would be a fun thing to clip from this to do promotional clips. But I'll figure it out. I feel like there wasn't really like there wasn't like a huge moment here like there has been with all the, like, oh my god, Flash happened stuff in the other books recently. There we go. It looks all nice and neat. So yeah, let me catch up with the chat. It looks like there's only really a couple more things. Sirius Labs is where they produce Canadian experimental meat products. I heard that it was also the filming location for Son of the Mask, but I could be wrong. Sirius Publishing brought us Jill Thompson's Scary Godmother comic. Okay, yeah. So that's where we're gonna go ahead and end it. I hope y'all all have a wonderful rest of your day. Wow, that stream went by quick. Anyways, great having you back, Maddie. Awesome. Yeah. It did go by really quick this time. It just felt like it kind of went and happened and is done. But yeah, y'all take it easy. Have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce and try to do some chores around the house, because there has been an item that was lost that needs to be found. So I'm gonna go look for it. Y'all take it easy.